Well, if you're a gun voter in Howell County, you have a choice to make in the upcoming August 6th Republican Party primary. Larry Lindman, Mark Collins, or Lisa Durnell. Who's going to fight for your gun rights in the Missouri House? Stay tuned, guys. We're breaking this race down for you right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. The August primary is right around the corner, and we're being asked by a growing number of gun voters in Howell County, House District 154, about this open seat matchup between Mark Collins, Lisa Durnell, and Larry Lindman. It's an open seat race, there is no incumbent, and it's about 95% of Howell County. This is obviously pro-gun country. And so with no incumbents to talk about, no records, no roll call votes, we've relied heavily on our candidate survey program to give you guys a breakdown on these three candidates and where they stand on the right to keep and bear arms. Talk is cheap, especially with politicians, especially in a primary. We want to see their views in writing on our candidate survey to know where they stand on the hot issues of the day. We can't fit all the questions on the board here right now. There's a lot of candidates here, but we have 4 or 5 of the top issues here and how these candidates have interacted with our questions. I'm going to kind of go question by question to give you guys this breakdown. The first question we ask these candidates is, are you a member of the Missouri Firearms Coalition? We don't care if they are or are not. You're not more pro-gun or less if you are or are not. But it's nice to know what candidates in Missouri have actually been involved in this fight for gun rights as an activist in the past. And in this case, Lisa Durnell is and has been for quite some long time a member of the Missouri Firearms Coalition. We are happy and proud to announce that and confirm that. Mark Collins and Larry Lindman are not. We thought you guys should be aware of that. We asked them in the survey about enhanced stand your ground law. Enhanced stand your ground law. So we've got stand your ground law here in Missouri. The problem is it's kind of a weakened form. And so right now in Missouri, if you draw your firearm, let alone use it, in the eyes of Missouri law, we're automatically presumed guilty. We're not presumed innocent like we're supposed to be as Americans. We're presumed guilty, and we have to prove our innocence in a court of law. That's very dangerous ground for us legally, and it gives all the power to the prosecution. The other problem we have right now is we can't use stand your ground law here in Missouri unless we're in the appeals process, after you've been convicted, after you're likely bankrupt, after your neighbors think you're a murderer, after the news has splashed your name on TV 100 times. In many other states, the gun owner is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and they can invoke stand your ground law in a pre-trial immunity hearing. That's our goal for Missouri. We asked the candidates, where do you stand on that? And both Mark Collins and Lisa Durnell said yes, they support that, and what's more, they would sponsor that bill in Jefferson City. But for some reason, Larry Lindman will not answer his candidate survey, and he would not tell us how he would vote on enhanced stand your ground law. It's a very troubling situation. Then we asked him, what about banning red flag gun seizures? Here in Missouri, we don't have red flag laws right now, thank God. We've stopped it probably a dozen times over the last 4 or 5 years here in Jefferson City, but they want it bad. And a growing number of rhino backstabbing Republicans want it bad as well. Red flag laws are terrible. We all know that. You lose your guns with no arrest, no conviction, no due process, no nothing. We want to go beyond just defeating this in Jeff City. We want to ban red flag laws like other red states have done. There should be a felony conviction in a court of law before someone's gun rights are in jeopardy. That's our goal for Missouri. We asked Mark Collins and Lisa Durnell, would you support that? They said yes. They would lead the fight. They would sponsor the bill. But again, Larry Lindman will not tell us where he stands on banning red flags. Not good stuff. We asked him, what about the AR-15 ban or universal background checks? There's a growing number of Republicans right here in Missouri after a shooting that talk about this in the Capitol behind closed doors on a regular basis. Oh, we have to do something. Maybe we should ban AR-15s. Maybe we should have a simple common sense background check. After all, what's the harm if the government has a list of every gun owner here in Missouri? What's the worst that could happen, right? Insane stuff like that is talked about on a regular basis. We ask these candidates, would you vote to defend our gun rights? Would you vote to do that by defending our AR-15s and opposing universal background background checks. Again, Mark Collins, 100%. Lisa Durnell, 100%. But Larry Lindman will not answer the flipping question. That's very concerning to us here at the Missouri Firearms Coalition. Last question we asked them is waiting periods. A lot of Republicans want waiting periods on gun sales. Think back, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago to the mostly peaceful protests of 2020 and 2021. St. Louis was a war zone, even more than it is normally. You've got retired cops being shot right there in the middle of the street. It was absolutely out of control. And as is the case in many states, a massive number of suburbanites who did not ever own guns before raced out to buy guns because they did not know if the police could or would be able to protect them. And they ran out to buy a gun for the first time because they felt that concern and they had no way to defend themselves. Imagine at that time telling them, no, your life is in jeopardy, but you can't buy a gun for 3 days because you might be the problem. It's insane, and it gets people killed. It's happened all too often. We asked the candidates, would you oppose that? Mark Collins says yes. Lisa Durnell says yes. And Larry Lindman will not answer the candidate survey to tell gun voters where he stands. So guys, in this race, it's pretty simple. There's no incumbent. There's no record here to campaign on. We have an open 3-way primary. We've asked the candidates, Mark Collins, Lisa Durnell, 100% pro-gun. Lisa has a history of being involved in the fight for gun rights. We're happy to acknowledge that. But Larry Lindman will not answer the questions and tell gun voters where he stands. So guys, if you see Larry, be sure to ask him, what are you trying to hide? Why won't you survey with the Missouri Firearms Coalition? Why won't you tell me, a gun voter in your district, how you'll vote on these issues? Ask him that question, guys, and see what he says. That's our recap in this race. Guys, do me a favor, whether you're watching it on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, our website, wherever you're watching this, share it online. Make sure every gun voter in your area has the facts about these candidates. And to get more involved in the fight, guys, go to joinmofc.com.